Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to the channel if you're new around here. My name is AMMAR and I'm an electric skateboarder and content creator based right here in the UK. My goal for this channel is to be a resource for you e-skaters through reviews, tutorials and ride videos. So if any of that is of interest to you, be sure to smash that subscribe button and join me on this journey. Today, a new day, a new board. I've just received Exway's Flex Pro Riot. I'm really itching to get into the box, but first of all, by way of backstory, I have actually owned the original Exway Flex Riot for around a year. I'd like to say it was my daily driver board for 6 months and I absolutely loved the thing. I loved the concave on it. I did have to get used to the concave, but I loved it. I just loved the overall sleekness of it, the design, how it felt under the feet as a day-to-day board. There were some shortcomings like the lack of power in some situations, and the range could also have done with a bit of an upgrade, and I hope that the Exway Flex Pro Riot that we'll be talking about today solves those issues. I didn't make any content or videos on the original Exway Flex on this channel because, put simply, there were so many amazing videos out there on the Exway Flex from creators like Daniel Kwan, and I didn't see that I could bring anything new and innovative. I would just be repeating the same points as everybody else, whereas I personally like to make content that is fresh, that's different, and that's why today I'm filming my unboxing and first impressions of the Exway Flex Pro Riot. This is just a first impressions video. My full thoughts on this board will come after having ridden it for around 50 to 100 miles, and that will come in the full review / the range test. So look out for those videos and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, of course, thank you so much to Nobleman Tech for being our channel sponsors. Check them out for all your e-skate safety gear, and you can enjoy an extra 5% off with the code AMMAR at the checkout. A quick disclaimer: if you've just bought a Flex ER, stop watching this video now and go watch another video like my Exway Atlas Pro first impressions and unboxing video. Okay, so straight off the bat, this box is not light. The board itself, the Exway Flex Pro Riot, weighs in at 9.8 kilograms, and that's a whole 2 kilograms heavier than my original Exway Flex, which was at 7.8 kilograms. I think that weight is justifiable, and we'll get into why that is later. So much more performance in this board. Let's get into the box. As expected with Exway, box in a box, and that's really great because this board of course ships from overseas, a very long distance away from where you are when you buy this board, and so you know your board is well protected during shipping. Skate minded. Okay, you guys are getting to see this before even I do. Or maybe not. Wow. Okay, this instantly reminds me of my Exway X1 Pro actually, just because of the dark grip tape and the really stealthy look to it as well. Let's get the board out the box. Wow, okay. I need to be careful not to start shredding my fingertips off. I actually cut myself with dope grip not too long ago, so be careful with your robust grip tape out there, guys. But let's get the board out and first of all get the accessories out the way. Okay, so here is our accessories box, and if you've ever ordered an extended range or an extra battery from Exway, it's probably come in a box similar to this. Okay, we've seen this before, comes with all of Exway's boards. This is simply a letter of appreciation. I believe sometimes they used to give a discount coupon. Yes, they do. So they still give a discount coupon if you can take a photo for them. And it's pretty cool if you did need to buy accessories, or if you wanted to buy another board for a friend or family member. Or you could of course just use the code AMMAR at the checkout for $15 off your order. GAN charger, great to see. We had a similar charger to this, if not the same charger, for the Exway Atlas Pro, which I do have a video on, but we'll talk a bit more about this charger in a second. What else do you get? You've got your owner's manual here. We're not going to need that for today. We've got the Exway R3 remote. Once again, this is, I believe, the same remote that you get with Exway's brand new Exway Atlas Pro. And this is Exway's newest remote, designed for their Pro series, which features Bluetooth 5.0, USB-C charging, amongst other things like a matte finish. In fact, I've got my Atlas Pro R3 remote just here too. So you can see Atlas Pro on the left, and need to cover my eyes there for the focus to work. So you can just about see there, pretty much identical remotes. You also have your Exway branded T-tool and Allen key, which is pretty standard. Every electric skateboard you order in this day and age will have this. And you've also got your charging heads for the GAN charger. We've got a US one, an EU one. No UK one, unfortunately. Come on, Jimmy, sort me out, man. If you do order this board to the UK, you will of course have a UK charger, but being a reviewer, sometimes it doesn't work out like that. You've also got a bunch of Exway stickers, which if you're into that sort of stuff, if you want to put them onto your helmets and stuff, that's really nice. And then we have this little pouch, inside of which we've got a few different screws. We've got a couple of Allen keys that allow you to reach different parts of your board. It's always nice to have extra screws because if you do ever, let's say, ride over a very bumpy road and for whatever reason you lose a screw, some of these screws can be a bit difficult to source wherever you are, so it's nice to have a few extras in the box. And then you've also of course got your USB-C charger for the remote. You also get a wristband with your board, which for some reason is blue. I've always thought that Exway's brand color is orange, but I guess it's nice to switch things up now and then. Those are all of the accessories. Let's get the board on the table, which I'm sure you're as anxious as me to see. Okay. The level of refinement on this board is just something else. It's very clear to me that every single part of this board has gone through multiple iterations of design before Exway have been happy with that sort of final product. I want to start, I guess, by going through the key and main differences between this Exway Flex Pro Riot and previous iterations of the Exway Flex series, which I'm guessing the majority of you will be familiar with. Those key differences, I guess if I was to really boil them down to a few, would be the motors and overall power of the board. Related to that, the battery and the range that you can expect, and then also the deck. So let's start off with the motors. So these motors are actually 30% larger than the original Exway Flex motors. They're 5340 size motors and they give this board 2,500 watts of raw power. With that power, you can expect a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour or 31 miles per hour.
Oh, premium!
Which, by the way, I know is perfectly achievable on the Exway Flex Pro Riot because I've seen videos from channels like Average eSkate Reviews where they've put that to the test. I will of course also test that myself, so make sure you subscribe for the full review. Whilst we're talking about this side of the board, you do have what I believe is Exway's new EXC 3.0 ESC, and this is just going to allow for even better connectivity with your new R3 Bluetooth 5.0 remote, and hopefully never any sort of connection dropouts or anything like that, and a very smooth acceleration and braking experience. Additionally, what I've just noticed is a little power button there at the bottom, which is of course a change from the original Exway Flex boards where your power button would be just up here with the battery. And talking of the battery, this is a 345 watt hour extended range battery pack, which boasts 60% bigger capacity than the original Exway Flex. Exway advertise 25 miles or 40 kilometers with this pack. I don't think a person my weight can achieve that with fast riding, but I will put that to the test in the full review. Now, what's really nice about the Flex Pro Riot is that straight out of the box, you get a Jan 210 watt fast charger to charge up your battery. You can actually charge up 50% of this battery in just 50 minutes, which is incredible. That's a whole 2.7 times faster than the original 80 watt charger. And if that's not crazy enough for you, then in the future, you can essentially enjoy 400 watt charging by doubling up two of these chargers back to back with Exway's dual charger capability. Just a complete side point, I've just noticed on the base plate of the Tristrucks how long the screws are. And I'll tell you why that's a nice thing, because if you've ever installed treadlights brackets on your board, then you'll know how valuable every extra millimeter of screw thread you have on your screws are, because sometimes the screws are too small and you'll find that you just can't simply put the brackets on. You need to go out and buy extra screws. So it's nice that Exway have given you that extra leverage with the screws, just in case you did want to install something like shred lights onto your board. Okay, next up, let's talk about the deck. So this is a bamboo and fiberglass deck with a composite core, and it has dampening qualities that Exway say are akin to those you find in snowboards. I personally don't know a thing about snowboards, so I can't verify that. What I do, however, know about are concaves, and there is a significant difference between the deck on this Exway Flex Pro Riot and my original Exway Flex, in that with my first Exway Flex, the wheel flares were very aggressive on the four corners. I didn't like it out of the box, to be honest. It took me around a month of riding to really get used to it, and then I couldn't live without those wheel flares. And then when I got on more flatter style decks, it really felt odd. But Exway have kind of cut back away from those aggressive wheel flares. You get a much more subtle noticeable concave here with this board. The concave is still definitely noticeable, it's just not as hardcore as previously. What you have this time round are what Exway call foot pockets on all four corners of the deck, and this is where your foot will just perfectly sit into whilst you're riding, and not only will it allow you to find a very comfortable foot position on those long rides, but also it will provide you with greater stability and control of your board at high speed and also when you're carving. The deck measures at 970mm in length and 310mm in width. That's a whole 30mm longer and 15mm wider than previously. With this added size, your feet are accommodated on the deck far better. With the Flex Pro, you also have a slimmer profile to the deck shape at the center of the board, and then the deck increases in width at the two ends of the board where your feet will be placed. This is more a design feature than anything else. Interestingly as well, what you have with this board are ABS sidewalls, which is very, very interesting to see because I've heard this teased in the past. I've heard rumors of Exway releasing this, and I never really knew how it would work out and if it would really be effective. But thinking about it now, I actually think it would be extremely effective. First off, of course, you've got an Exway logo and Exway's motto here, which is in a very bright white. I wonder how long that's going to stay white. If you put cloud rose on this board, for example, and start riding in the dust, I wonder if that's going to stay clean. Although it's really well etched into the sidewall there, so it should be fine. But the purpose of these ABS sidewalls is essentially to protect the integrity of the deck from high-speed impacts and collisions. So let's say for whatever reason you unfortunately crash your board at 25 or 30 miles an hour, you run off the board and you start rolling. The board is of course going to start traveling, continuing to travel at 25 to 30 miles an hour until either it slows down or eventually, and more likely, it hits a brick wall or something. And if it hits this ABS sidewall first, hopefully it will absorb all of the impact and protect your deck. It will save you from having to buy a new deck. But that's only if you suffer the impact on the sides of the board, because at the front and rear, not only do you have that protection from the ABS wall, but you've also got nose guards and tail guards. And I believe these are the same nose and tail guards which you get on boards like the Exway X1 Max. So you can really see, as I mentioned in the beginning of this, how refined of an electric skateboard this is. Exway clearly have not done any corner cutting at all with this board. It's an extremely refined electric skateboard, and if this is outside of your budget but you just love Exway's brand and products and their smart capability with their boards, then that's why Exway have kept their original Exway Flex and also their Exway Flex ER, which are priced lower than this Exway Flex Pro. This is the flagship of the Flex series, and from what I can see here today, it really shows. I'm going to steal this point from my future X1 Max review, but what I really love about these nose and tail guards is that for day-to-day riding, as I've found in my testing, you really want something like this, because you can simply drop the board down on the ground at the edges and it's not going to start chafing away at the bamboo and at the wood of your deck, and that could eventually over time cause structural integrity issues for your deck. So this is really protecting the core of your deck from all different sides, not only with the ABS walls but also with the nose and tail guards. Next up, let's talk about the wheels on the Exway Flex Pro, and once again these are an upgrade from previous iterations of the Exway Flex, and in fact the eagle-eyed from amongst you might have noticed that these are in fact the exact same wheels that I had on my original Exway Atlas with this street kit, and you'll know how much I love those wheels because of the extended contact patch. So my original Exway Flex had 85 by 55mm 76A wheels. These wheels still maintain that 76A softness, but they're now 90mm by 64mm. What you can really expect from wheels like these is that they'll dominate whatever road surface you throw at them. They'll be very smooth across many surfaces, and also they'll give you a lot of grip when you're carving, and just that increased contact patch means that you're better connected to whatever surface that you're riding on. Now, this being one of Exway's pro electric skateboards along with their Exway Atlas Pro, it actually connects to a new app called the Xskate app. A lot of previous Exway riders have been wondering why they can't connect their Atlas Pro to the app, and that's because there's a fresh app that you can use for Exway's Pro series of boards. With this app, you can enjoy all the amazing things that you could enjoy from the previous Exway app, like smart reverse, like smart on and off controls, and you can toggle the standby time and things of that nature. You can also toggle all the power curves in every single gear, and really it's just an extremely modular design, a modular electric skateboard which you can really customize and tune to your riding preferences. Anyway guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this unboxing and first impressions of the Exway Flex Pro Riot. If you did, be sure to leave a big like and also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I will release a full review on this board once I've had a bit more time to test it, so take all my praise in this video with a slight pinch of salt. If I praise it in the full review, then you'll know that it's the real deal. But so far, very, very promising. It looks amazing. From the reviews that I've seen so far from Daniel Kwan and other creators, it's a really, really amazing electric skateboard, and I can't wait to release my full review on it. So make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss it. Check out Nobleman Tech for all your eSkate protection. Use the code AMMAR at the checkout for 5% off your safety gear. And if you enjoyed this video, then what you'll also enjoy is my unboxing and first impressions of the Exway Atlas Pro, which you can watch right there. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.